Hello. Well, it's raining today, so I'm not going to go on a hike. So I guess I'm going to trouble you guys with a video. The topic floating around concerns homosexuals in the pagan community, specifically homosexuals participating in Wicca-style circles, specifically on the subject of perceived masculine and feminine energies that anyone, homosexual or not, brings into the circle. Also, whether or not homosexuals alter the polarity or the balance of these supposed energies in circle. The idea of masculine and feminine energies is stupid and outdated. There, I said it. I'm familiar with where these gender allegations stem from cultures around the world, and they're all wrong. I don't care if it's culturally insensitive. Keep in mind, I'm specifically talking about what we consider masculine and feminine and nothing else. If someone tells me that being nurturing is a feminine energy, then females are more nurturing, which is a throwback to statements that women should be barefoot and pregnant in the kitchen, taking care of the kids, because apparently only moms can stir in love when making dinner. So this is a terrible message to women who want to put on shoes and get a job, and this is a terrible message to fathers who don't mind, feeding their kids with bacon they didn't bring home. So, aside from the public announcement, I find logical problems with decreeing something as complex as a person as either A or B. Where both A and B are actually a long list of characteristics rather than a single trait. Masculine and feminine are not singular traits in a person. People waste a lot of time describing what masculine and feminine is with plenty of other adjectives, and that probably only magnifies when you try to use such unspecific and limited pair of terms to an ever larger number of people. Why play at, sorry, why play with such contested words when we could just use other adjectives to describe the people and ultimately gods. Some people focus this ambiguous idea of masculine and feminine energies when deciding what kind of energy either men or women bring into sacred space. And, well, to illustrate the problem with this line of thinking, I'm going to use myself as an example. So what kind of energy do I bring to circle? I've mentioned before that I am not crafty, so I'm not going to bring a hand-stitched altar cloth. I'm also not going to forge my own ritual sword. Let's see. My biological sex is male. I identify as a male, so I am a man. But here's the curveball. I do ask for directions, especially when I'm wandering lost in the Home Depot. I do not eat meat, but I do find it fun to fire a 44 in a shooting range. Don't worry, this is practice for the zombies, not for food. Let's see. I save every single spider that wanders into my shower. I have also been present for the euthanizing of more pets before the age of 10 than most people have in their entire lives. Even as a kid, I just couldn't have my friends die alone. Let's see. I know nothing about sports. I also know nothing about shoes. Jimmy Rollins and Jimmy Choo are just names to me. Yet there are plenty of straight men who can talk about shoes. My friends actually listen to their girlfriends, which is probably why they have girlfriends. And, okay, that doesn't speak well for me. I'm much better with jewelry, in no small part because I'm more interested in the magical properties of stones. Plus rocks are manly, and princess cut emeralds are pretty. sorry, this is Pierre, which only recently, he's a Gothic cockatoo. I only recently found out that she's actually a female. Speaking of masculine and feminine energies, it took her 25 years, but she laid an egg. Was working on that for a while. Let's see. Yes. Who needs an alarm clock when you have one of these? Anyway, I approach problems head on and analytically. Little to no emotion. Just don't ask me to change the oil in your car. That's a problem for your mechanic. I will do my best to take care of a person in distress, but I'm not nurturing. You cut yourself, and I'll get the first aid kit because a man is prepared to handle an emergency, be it a paper cut or zombies. But speaking of which, how many women out there are so in tune with their feminine energy that they are willing to be pigeonholed the damsel in distress? So yeah, I will do whatever I can to make a bad situation better, but I'm not really a shoulder for you to cry on. I can make amazing chicken soup for the soul, and I don't even eat meat. Just don't share your feelings with me. Not that that's wrong. It's just I'm bad about it. Anyway, uh, so what energy do I bring to the circle? Is it masculine, feminine? Is there insufficient data? Do you need to know whether I sleep with men, women, both, either, other? Uh, Clearly, we can't say that a person's personality falls in one category or another because a personality is a collage of ideas and experiences, temperaments, preferences, instincts, indoctrinations, etc. It makes sense to claim that all men are or all women are, as it is to claim that all Armenians are, or all Republicans are, or all gays are, or all window washers are. You're committing a fallacy involving generalizations. So masculine and feminine energies aren't really a real part of the human psyche, since people's personalities are multifaceted combinations of traits and not directed by their naughty bits. So if masculine and feminine energies aren't psychological, is it a force we can identify elsewhere? Since the supposed energy exists, not in our personal psychology, then it must reside in people, based on other criteria. All that's left to differentiate men and women are the naughty bits, but we're left with a number of problems if we zoom in on this defining trait. The belief that having a functioning penis defines, masculine energy means you can't tell the difference in energy between, most straight and gay men, and the spectrum of what's going on with women is vast. If femininity is contained in a working uterus, then a large segment of the population is a large segment of the population, after a certain age, is essentially being left out. Not to mention the number of people who are experiencing health problems involving those areas. And then there's a question of the activity of the reproductive organs in relation to masculine and feminine energy. If it's a question of fertility in a fertility religion, do people have to be active breeders to bring the right energy to circle? That would resolve the homosexual question finally, sort of. But what about the people, straight people, who are not interested in having children, or can't have children, or can no longer have children? Let's play the compare game. Let's say you know let's say you know a lesbian who can overhaul a truck and has one biological child. You know a straight woman who enjoys kickboxing and is a fashion consultant but does not plan children. Um, a, a gay man who's a professional soccer player, and a straight man with two adopted girls that he enjoys playing tea party with. Can you define any one of these complex people as strictly masculine and strictly feminine? Can you rank who is more or less feminine or masculine, compared to one another? So masculine and feminine energy can't be determined by a person's psychology, nor can it be determined by biology, either the actual parts or the activity of those parts. So what's left? I understand I understand why people look to masculine and feminine energy in the circle. Polarity creates friction, friction creates energy. Um, you want to raise energy, that's great. But there are a lot of other polarities the circle can utilize. Man and woman are great, easy, and very effective criteria to establish polarity in a circle. The population is split almost half and half between these two qualities. You have if you have a roughly half man and half woman group, you have automatically enough friction to generate energy. Done. You don't need to know whether half your group is introverts and half extroverts, or whether uh, half are dog people and half cat people, or whether half eat meat and the other half abstain. You can just glance around the circle and commence raising energy. It's simple, it's clean, and it's a little heartless in its superficial assessment of someone's worth in a circle. Uh, that is all. Cheers.